Good evening, everyone. On this Monday night football that I'm excited about that I can't watch tonight, I would like to call the Peoria Public School Board of Education meeting for October 27th, 2025 to order. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Mrs. Costick, Mr. Ivory,
Here.
Mrs. McConnell,
Here.
Mrs. Rose,
Present.
Mrs. Ross, Mrs. Wilson,
Present.
President Wilson. We have 5 present.
Thank you. May we all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you so much. We will recognize our poster boards, and to my left, we have Reservoir. Is that Reservoir? Oh, Northmore. Okay. Thank you, Northmore, for your creativeness and the colors. And then, yeah, of the different houses. And then to my right, we have Glen Barton, which is our new school that we opened this year. Outstanding work happening at Glen Barton, and the students have so much pride. I don't know if you guys have visited there, but the kids are excited and we are. And so shout out to Glen Barton. Thank you. Yeah, we can clap. All right, announcements, and I will start with Mr. Ivory.
Warrior Cafe. Award-winning Warrior Way Cafe is back. The Warrior Way Cafe at Woodruff Career and Technical Center is open again. Come enjoy a delicious meal prepared by and served by our talented culinary students. On the first dining date are October the 30th and November the 6th. Follow the Peoria Public School Facebook page for a weekly menu. Post every Monday before each event. Don't miss your chance to experience great food and support our students' chefs. Thank you.
Good evening. The IB program applications are due November 3rd. Peoria Public Schools is proud to offer the International Baccalaureate IB Diploma Program, a challenging 2-year academic program that develops critical thinking, leadership, research skills, and global awareness. Students in the IB program experience up to 22% higher college acceptance rates and receive increased scholarship offers from top universities. Applications are open now through November 3rd for any PPS student interested in this rigorous and rewarding opportunity. Visit your school counselor today to pick up an application packet and take the first step towards your future success. And also, the 7 mindsets. We are connected. The 7 mindset focus is we are connected. This week, we're focusing on the mindset, we are connected. This mindset reminds us that the relationships are one of the most important parts of life. When we build positive connections, support others, and show kindness, we create stronger community where everyone can succeed. Key ideas: treat others with respect and empathy, celebrate differences, they make our community stronger, and work together and lift each other up. Let's take time this week to show gratitude, help a friend, and remember that we're better together.
May I do a brief introduction for our student board member, Mr. Hayes? Thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Woods.
Good evening. On November 6th, Happy Psychology Appreciation Day. Today we celebrate the incredible psychologists who support our students' learning, growth, and well-being every day. Our district is lucky to have 15 dedicated psychologists working behind the scenes to make a difference in the lives of our students. Thank you for your expertise, compassion, and tireless support. You help our students thrive. And also, the Peoria Public Schools Foundation Scholarship applications for seniors. Each year, the Peoria Public Schools Foundation administers 25 scholarships for graduating seniors. Last year, 36 students received awards to help continue their education after high school. Students can begin applying for scholarships on November 1st at https://peoriapublicschoolfoundation.org/grants. Your donation can make a direct impact, whether you give a specific scholarship or to this general fund to support where it's needed the most. Help us expand opportunities for Peoria Public School students and invest in their future success. Thank you for your support.
Cartwheel, your mental health and well-being matter. Peoria Public Schools has teamed up with Cartwheel to offer free therapy sessions for students. Virtual appointments are available so you can receive therapy in the comfort of your home. If you're interested, simply reach out to your school principal to learn more and get started. Daylight savings time. Don't forget, daylight savings time ends this weekend. It's that time of year again. Daylight savings time officially ends Sunday, November 3rd at 2 o'clock in the morning. Remember to turn your clocks back 1 hour before you go to bed Saturday night and enjoy that extra hour of sleep.
Good evening. Attendance and read 30 minutes a day. Did you know that coming to school every day and reading just 30 minutes a day can make a huge difference in your learning and future success? Showing up to class helps you stay on track, learn new things, and build friendships. Paired with the daily reading, and you are unlocking new worlds, boosting your brain, and growing stronger every single day. So set a goal, be present, read 30 minutes a day, and shine higher or brighter. Clear book bags and phone policy. Clear book bags. Starting October 15th, all middle and high schools will follow the clear book bag. This seems kind of old. We're way past October 15th, but anyway. If you need a bag, PPS has you covered. Clear book bags are available for just $20 at any middle school or high school campus. Cell phone policy. This is a friendly reminder. All middle and high school students should have their cell phones secured in a yonder pouch during school hours to comply with the district's cell phone policy. Let's stay focused, connected, and read to learn. Thank you.
We have two more announcement. Congratulations to Peoria High football team for their victory over Normal and clinched the Big 12 conference title. Join us in supporting Peoria High when they face MacArthur in the IHSA playoffs. Watch the website for the game time and location. Go Peoria High Lions. It was a cold Friday, but somehow we were able to stay there. Happy Halloween on October 31st. Stay safe while you have fun. Halloween is a time for costumes, candy, and spooky fun, but it's also important to stay safe while trick and treating. Here are a few tips. Be visible. You should wear something reflective and or carry a flashlight so that drivers can see you. Stick together. Trick or treat with family and friends. Never go alone. Check your treats. Have an adult inspect candy before eating and to make sure everything is safe. Have a spooktacular night and enjoy Halloween safely. And it's good that it's on a Friday, so the kids who have overconsumed candy don't have to show up in the classrooms on the next morning. And we all have to deal with that. Thank you so much, Board, for the announcements. We are on to item 5, awards and recognitions, and we will lead with our Superintendent, Dr. Karatz.
Thank you, Vice President McConnell. So this is a a normal routine for us where we celebrate our schools that have been working exceptionally hard in improving the attendance rates and also reducing chronic absenteeism. That's something we've done for quite some time now. Obviously, we know the first part of school improvement is to ensure that kids are at school every day, otherwise we're not able to impact them. So what I would like to do is, and I would like to say that all of the schools, this has been a big focus for each and every school in Peoria Public Schools. Every school has an attendance committee made up of a variety of individuals, whether they're certified or non-certified staff. They're making exceptional gains, more so than ever before, increasing their attendance rate and actually decreasing chronic absenteeism. We'll learn more about that at the end of the month when the designations and all those metrics are shared. And so I'm very, very proud of each principal and the staff at that school. But tonight, we would like to recognize on the most improved attendance for the month of September when compared to 2025 versus 2024. Reservoir has increased by 3% compared to last year. Von Steuben has increased by 2.55% compared to September this time last year. And Trewin School, K-8 school, they've increased 1.54 September compared to last September's 2024 attendance. So that shows that they're working hard, they're intentional, they're focused, they're celebrating parents, they're celebrating kids. So what I would like to do is call on Von Steuben, maybe, and I see our principal is here, and I don't know if you brought some staff with you. Great, just come up and maybe introduce quickly and share one strategy that's really worked for you guys. And then we'll call, I'm sorry, let's do Trewin first. We'll go with 3, 2, 1. So Principal Brown, what's working for you guys?
We got some great staff members that make phone calls every day when we have students that are absent. We're just kind of checking on them, make sure they're okay. Got 2 really good family core people that work for us and a really great attendance committee that has some great incentives for our students when they do well.
That's great. So a student board member has a little Starbucks gift card for you as well. So you're did you say recognizing your students? That's and
Yes.
staff?
Yes, we do Student of the Month and Perfect Attendance Assembly where all the students are recognized.
Awesome. Let's give Trewin and Principal Brown a round of applause. Thank you. Our student board member gave you a little thank you, Marge, for good. Number 2, Von Steuben, Principal Smothers. You have a gift
Good
card for
evening.
her?
Thank you very much. I'd like to introduce Mrs. Jessica Herlichka. She is our social worker. She is also representing our larger attendance team. If I had to pinpoint what I would say is working, it's the intense attention of the attendance team, which includes our ROE representative, Paul Burse, as well as our secretary, our social worker, our counselor, combined with the house system. There is no doubt that the Ron Clark house system and teamwork and the celebrations are playing in. Parents are talking about it, students are talking about it. So thank you for your support on that as well.
Thank you so much. And Ms. Smothers mentioned ROE, Regional Office of Education. They do help PPS quite a bit, and Peoria County Schools especially with truancy and going to the homes and providing support. So thank you for showing them some love, Ms. Smothers. And then, of course, the most improved, number 1, by 3%, which is very, very significant, is Reservoir Gifted Academy with Principal Susan Martin. What's working for you guys?
Everything. I think when you make school engaging and fun and rigorous, then students want to be there. We plan a lot of fun activities that encourage kids to come on SIP days or on Fridays or before and after holidays. We know our data. The spreadsheets that we use just encourage the teachers and the staff and our office staff to make sure the kids are there on time every day. So it's just, it's a team effort. So.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And let's stay up because the next category of vice presidents and board is schools that have improved, most improved chronic absenteeism for September. Again, we're comparing this year with last year for the month, and so they've decreased, and it's significant. You guys, 7.9 Reservoir gifted second place. Franklin is first, and I will have Dr. Brown come up. But since you're already here,
Okay.
why don't this is you went from what percentage to what percentage?
Last year we were at
one
15.4 around this time, and this year we're right around 6.4. So it's been, I think for us, it's knowing that data from day one. So as soon as the students miss one day, half day, 2 days, we're meeting with students, we're meeting with families. Our Mr. Anderson from the ROE is very, very helpful with our students. Teachers know the data every single week. They get the reports. So it's just, it's knowing our staff, it's knowing our families, making sure that our students want to come to school and are excited to be there. So it's, it's a big decrease, but I think, I don't know if Renata or Shannon's here, but the spreadsheets that we have and the data that we get every single day makes a huge difference. So
Yep, awesome. Keep it up. That's
you.
great.
Thanks.
And Ms. Martin referenced Shannon and Renata from research. Every day they send a sheet to every building, every principal, kind of showing who's on that watch list. So thank you to Shannon and Renata. Let's go ahead then for our most improved chronic absenteeism. Number 3, Mark Bills. And he won't be able to be here. Let's give it to June Smothers' person, the person who is over you got to be present to win. The social worker, thank you. Thanks for coming, so you get a gift. But Mark must be present to win. Mark Bills decreased by 6.6%, which is not shabby either. That's actually very, very significant. So Mr. Hesh and your committee, keep up the good work. I'll take care of you guys, you know that. And then, of course, Franklin, Dr. Brown, you're down by 8.7% as compared to last year. Tell us where you were and what you're doing to get it down.
Absolutely. This time last year, we were around 25%. So it's coming down, which is really good. It's our people. It really is. We are in our Franklin era. Every staff member has a group of kids. So we have about 150 kids who check in every single day, put a sticker on a chart with a staff member who cares that they're there. Our attendance committee, like others said, ROE supporting early on instead of waiting till kids get to truancy has been huge. We can text them, we can call, be like, hey, we haven't seen so-and-so in a day, and they go by the house. We have partnered with United Way through the S3 grant. They are able to give us funding where we're hitting that point in the year when kids are sick, they're missing. We have individualized gift cards. So we meet with kids and we say, hey, if you're here for 2 weeks, you don't miss a day, McDonald's gift card. Or, we have worked with the Wraparound Center for food, for basic needs. There's a lot of need, and we have to get to the root of why it's working or why they're not coming. Peoria Public Schools Foundation has been huge with uniforms, with bus passes, emergency funding. My SRO, Officer Munoz, connects with kids. He's making sure they feel safe, that they want to come to school. I cannot say enough about Family Corps, Trent Johnson. He is amazing. Medical visits. He did not only our school, he did Glen Oak, he did other schools over the break. He goes to the house, he makes phone calls, he finds them when they move and we can't find them, connects them to resources, brings kids daily. Every morning, if they walk in late, he's there with a breakfast and a smile. He's just amazing. And Sydney Ross, she is incredible. She just is quietly able to problem solve and figure out why kids aren't there. We had a kid just last week whose shoes got left in the rain. He didn't have another pair to wear to school. But she calls, she finds out why they're not here, and she gets it to them. We had another girl last week who didn't come for 2 days. Mom got kicked out by her boyfriend. They were sleeping in their car. And Sydney, I didn't even know what happened. She called Salvation Army. She found them a hotel. They stayed there for 3 days. So we could not do this without our partners. And we're just really excited that we have a district where that's available to us.
Yeah, that's great. So Dr. Brown, you get 2, one for you and one for your assistant principal as well. And principals, thank you so much for being here. I know you've had a long day, so you definitely are dismissed. But thank you for just coming and sharing with the board and the audience and the public. That for us, it's hard work. We have to, it's a daily grind every day, and we really have to. That's the type of work that they're doing, boots on the ground. So thank you, Vice President. That's the end of my awards and recognition. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Walter.
Item number 6, remarkable spirit, and I will ask Mrs. Hill, Transportation Assistant Director, to come forward for the presentation. Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Viola Jean Hill, and the person that I would like to honor today came to the district in 2011 as a dispatch supervisor. In 2012, she was promoted to operations manager and has been here for the last 13 years. And when I say she is the pulse of transportation, she means a lot. She makes everything flow well, and I'm confident when no one's around, even when she has to drive, she can dispatch from the bus. So that is a huge, huge deal
Yes.
with a high-paced, fast-moving service. And she is a service to our parents. She also serves our drivers and monitors. She is an ear as well. So she keeps us in line and good to go. So if we can give a round of applause to Miss Minnie Alexander.
Good evening. I want to say thanks to Vi. She's been a wonderful assistant director to me. She's been assisting me a lot. I could not do this without my drivers and my monitors and the assistant of Vi, so I appreciate this very much. And I talked to Dr. Carrata a lot, so she knows me very well right
I have
now.
a card. I have a card for you. I'll make sure you get it. But we talked today, for example, if there's an accident, whether there are injuries or not, I get a phone call no matter what time of day. So, and she's always calm, cool, and collected. And it's stressful. It's a very stressful position, and you handle it so well.
Thank you.
So thank you, Ms. Viola, for recommending Ms. Alexander for this award.
Thank you.
And if you could stay there, and we want to recognize your family, which is your support system.
Yes,
So family, will you stand up, please?
yes.
And family, we would like to say thanks for sharing her with us, because I know she takes her job serious and she shows up, and I know some of you guys need her sometime, and she's like, I have to go to work. So thank you so much for being kind and for sharing her with us.
Thank you.
Owen, are you gonna step out and have a photo? And the family can actually have a photo with her, if they will. Thank you guys for being here. All right, next item. Next item, district presentation, and we'll hear from Dr. Corey Molson, the amazing shake.
Yes. All right. Good evening, Vice President McConnell, Superintendent Dr. Karat, members of the board. I am super, super excited about this one. We are launching our inaugural Peoria Public Schools Amazing Shake competition. So when Ron Clark was here for convocation, you might remember he talked a little bit about this competition. And what it is, the Amazing Shake, it's a fast-paced competition. It's a soft skills competition developed by the Ron Clark Academy. And it teaches students manners, discipline, respect, professionalism, all through engaging stations that simulate real-world professional interactions and high-pressure situations. So our students will participate and rotate through 1-minute interactions with area business leaders, community leaders, volunteers like you, to demonstrate their skills like having a firm handshake, having eye contact, having confidence and poise, and quick thinking in a fast-paced gauntlet type of challenge. We're looking for a lot of volunteers, so I'm going to show you a quick little video. Oh, first, before the video, these are our 15 schools that said, yes, we want to participate in the first one. This competition will run for grades 3 through 8. So these schools right now are teaching students these skills, and then they will run their own school-wide competition and narrow it down to 3 finalists per grade level to come on to the district competition. And that's what I'm talking to you tonight about. So next slide, Michelle. We're going to show you just a quick video of students explaining just what this is all about.
I'm ready to strive for greatness, and I am prepared to defend my title.
For your reigning champion,
I will show that Sydney Pettigrew is a force to be reckoned with.
Sydney Pettigrew!
The Amazing Shake is the ultimate test of poise, confidence, and soft skills. It pushes us to think on our feet, communicate like leaders, and handle high-pressure situations with grace.
And like every year, one of the toughest parts of the competition is the gauntlet, a meandering maze of wickedly tough stations designed to challenge your mind, test your confidence, and push you to the absolute limit. Every step demands quick thinking, sharp skills, and unwavering poise. Only the strongest will survive. But this year, we're going back in time!
That's right. This year, the gauntlet takes us on a journey back in time. We'll start in the 1900s and move through each decade, facing challenges inspired by history. We'll even witness the Titanic maidens' voyage, experience the brilliance of the Harlem Renaissance, and discuss the fearless flight of Amelia Earhart.
We'll also relive the moon landing in 1969, feel the unity of We Are the World in the 80s, and experience the birth of YouTube in the early 2000s.
But history does not stop there. Each student will select a major event from 2010 all the way to 2020 and present it on a trifold display, showcasing the moments that shaped their world. And then we step into the future. In the final stations, we'll predict the world of 2030, 2050, and even 2100. What will jobs look like? How will we communicate? What challenges will leaders face?
The Amazing Shake is more than a competition. It's an experience that prepares us for the past, present, and the future.
The winners of the Amazing Shake Gauntlet won't just study history. They'll make it by earning their place in the top 30. And in the end, history will have their eye on one very special student, the winner of the Amazing Shake Gauntlet.
All right, so that's just a quick look. That's one example. They do a different theme every year. And so that's a past one. That's the one they did last year. Our crate that we'll be using will be focused around the house system, the Ron Clark house system, which you can see Northmore's highlighted over there. So anyway, the timeline very quickly, again, right now schools are running their competition, choosing their finalists. Our competition will take place December 9th, 10th, and 11th. Each day, the time frame will be from 9 to 11:30, and you can see we'll have 2 grade levels competing on each day. One winner will be chosen from each of those 3 competitions. So at the end of this, we will have 3 students who will go on to compete at the Ron Clark Academy at their global competition. This, there are only 400 seats for students around the world, and Mr. Clark has saved 3 of those for Peoria Public Schools, which is super exciting. So in order to lift this, we do need help from our community. We need 50 judges per day to run this. So I need anyone who's listening and our board. We will get you the letter that you can share out with your connections. Folks can scan that QR code, and it takes you to a Sign Up Genius. You can sign up for one of the days. If there's anyone out there that cannot participate but would like to donate, we're also taking donations for this to fund our students to be able to attend this amazing global competition. So that's all I have for you today. More to come. This is going to be fun. I hope everyone can participate with us. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That's so exciting, and to see kids with that kind of energy. Yeah, I love that. Our other presentation that is listed was not able to be here from Mini Medical School. So we will move to presentation number 8, and that will be from the search firm from the Hart International Educational Services, and welcome Dr. Walter Milton.
Thank you. I did provide packets to everyone, and I want to start with a quote tonight by Alexander Dumas. He says that one's work may be finished one day, but one's education shall never, ever end. So I want to commend this great community for the great things that you're doing here tonight, for what I've observed thus far. We are really excited. We are in the midst of the process. And if I were to say that it's not an arduous, daunting task, to say the least, I would not be honest tonight. So what I want to do is quickly walk the community and the board through our presentation. We have 4 phases. We are really locked in to completing phase 2, and then we're going to focus on phase 3 and 4. So our goal is to provide a lot of information, making sure that we are extremely transparent in the process. One of the things that we've done so far, we've met with the board, the initial meeting, and then we facilitated stakeholder engagement meetings, including community input sessions, town hall meetings. We had focus groups last week that went really well with your students, and I would like to also commend the students. The report that I received was really, really good, and my team were telling me that the students at those high schools are really geared for success in the future. So I think that this community should really be proud of those young people. Let's give them a big round of applause.
Amen.
And I definitely want to thank the board and the superintendent for sharing the teams of people with us and helping us so that we can have a successful focus group process. So just want to talk about the phase input sources. So again, you can see where we are right now. We had 129 community survey responses, and we found it quite interesting. On the second to the last day, we had a plethora of people that decided to come forth and share information. So we analyzed the data, and I'm going to provide some of the results in tonight's meeting. Again, we had a meeting with teachers. We met with the head of the union. We met with the school board members one-to-one, and also the students in the high school that did really well. I just want to talk about phase 2. And as you can see, the surveys and stakeholder results, we're going to talk about that tonight. And then distribute recruitment materials with the board, and then advertise in regional and national publications. And we've done that, as well as the statewide agencies as well. And so our job, as you see number 4, is to proactively provide candidates for the school board through a lot of networks, if you will. So just want to talk about some of our findings. So we had, from our town hall and focus group meetings, number 1, that the school district is seeking a person who's a visionary leader, someone that has a vision in the midst of adversity or the midst of triumph. That's really important. And also someone that had the ability to articulate themselves very well, to articulate his or her vision, and to really capture the community at large, as well as the leadership team and the teachers, faculty, and staff, to believe in that vision. Someone who's visible, someone who's approachable, and someone who's available. And then to expand current offerings and new initiatives to close the achievement gap. And some of those things you guys are doing now. So you want to have some consistency there. And then from the town hall meetings, what we discovered was someone that had the ability to maximize efficiencies, to really look at the budget, looking at allocated resources that are provided from the national and state level, but also seeking partnerships that would also provide revenue from the school district. And I know that you guys are doing a lot of things in that area as well. And then have organizational accountability when making operational decisions. That's really important. And then having someone that is the spokesperson from the district, who's an articulate agent for the spokesperson or for the districts. I don't know if you could put up number 7. There we go. And this is really important to have a person that can really articulate the goals and the accomplishments that are set forth. And then to promote the board and the superintendent relationships that foster trust, transparency, and accountability for all. There is a body of research that comes out of the University of Buffalo that talks about when you have professional boards, boards that are connected to academic excellence, and then it's a trickle-down effect that happens with students, and everyone benefits from that. Okay, so just want to talk about the rating scale. As you can see, the highest rating is strongly agree to the lowest, strongly disagree. And so what we had a Likert scale survey, and we did our analysis, and we just want to share the findings with the community. So we found the community survey, the new superintendent needs to be accessible. The 4.7% 4.7 on the rating scale was provided. Question number 2, the new superintendent must be able to identify the district's challenges and provide meaningful solutions. This was really, really important with the stakeholders that participated in the surveys. Then looking at the new superintendent should be able to communicate effectively with students and community. Again, it was extremely high, almost at 5, 4.83. And then the new superintendent should ensure taxpayer money is spent wisely and efficiently. And that's what I said earlier in terms of maximizing efficiencies and making sure that the budget was surrounding the lion's share of it outside of salaries and benefits would impact student learning and student achievement. Then looking at having a symbiotic relationship with the community at large. I know that you guys are, you have partnerships that are already in place. We had an opportunity to interview the business community, and many people talked about the importance of those relationships, looking at nonprofits and having a clear articulation of how those partnerships can really increase. The new superintendent should prioritize student safety and well-being. A lot of people were really big on this one, almost at 5, as you can see. Then moving on to number 9, the new superintendent should be skilled at working with diverse populations and supporting culturally responsive or culturally relevant opportunities for students. So that was really important to the community at large at 4.65. Then the new superintendent should have a strong focus on educating students for local, state, national, world competition through science, technology, engineering, and literacy and the arts. And really just having students be able to participate in globalization, which is, it's not coming, it's here now. And so that was somewhat important to the community at 4.27. And then looking at the new superintendent having the ability to facilitate strong partnerships, again, with community, organization, businesses, and higher education institutions. And those are some things that you guys are doing that we're finding out through our research, but that can definitely be increased, or the community wants it increased. So then looking at question 12, what are the major strengths of Peoria? There was an applaud around diversity. Teachers are passionate, staff and parents, and there's a willingness to try new ideas. Then question 13, what are the challenges that impact this community? And I think that some of the challenges are the trends in national urban school districts across the country. So the research is really replete with that. But I think, as you talked about tonight, is coming up with strategies that's going to ameliorate some of those things. And so the willingness to try new ideas, I think many people were very passionate about that, looking at research and how the research can be applicable to helping ensure growth in those areas. And then the large class sizes and challenging student behavior. Again, those are some of the national and state trends with large urban districts such as this, or mid-sized urban districts such as this. Okay, what are 3 characteristics of an idea candidate? Communication was consistent, someone that had the ability to communicate with all aspects of the community, all sectors of the community, transparent and accountable, and puts the needs of students first. Transparency in budgeting and having a school finance understanding, and then the transparency in decision-making to build trust. That was important. Number 16, what information do you expect the superintendent to share regularly? Progress towards the district goals and visions, and the why behind decisions, okay? And so communication, having small group meetings, having town hall meetings consistently throughout the year was something that we found that was consistently articulated. I know that surveys go out, but many people wanted to have face-to-face interaction with the school district. So what long-term goals should the superintendent prioritize? Lower classroom size, close the achievement gap, enhance college readiness, and update buildings or facilities. And I know that conversation is already underfoot now, so that person will be walking in to something that's already established. So what kind of culture do you want the superintendent to foster in the district? Example, innovation, tradition, risk-taking, and accountability. So accountability was at the top. Collaboration, innovation, community building, transparent, and honors tradition. And one of the things that we discovered is that all sectors of the community have a desire to be intimately involved in the educational process. And I think there has to be a reach to really have some semblance of collaboration to bring those people in. What experience or evidence would you like the candidate to have in reducing opportunity gaps? And so use data to close gaps. That was consistent. Align the budgets and resources with student needs and work in a large, diverse district. So that's important. So when we're looking at these candidates, because we've just started to get applications in last week, and that's one of the things that we're looking for, someone that can hit the ground running, someone that could work with the current administration, and that can understand a community of this size and also a district of this size. So what role should student input play in district decisions? For example, advisory councils, student surveys, student representations. Student input is crucial to ensure they have buy-in. And that's one thing that my team, who was here last week interviewing the students, that the students' voice was really loud. They had a chance to really articulate the opportunity clearly, what they want in the school district, not only for themselves, but for the future of this community, and how committed they are to going away and coming back and making a deep and lasting impact. So when we talk about the superintendent's traits, at the town hall meeting, we shared our 8 essential components for highly effective schools. So we broke them down into 8 components, looking at student achievement, competent leadership, effective operations, purposeful family partnerships, community collaboration, understanding how finance work, understanding to be immersed in the technological changes that are present to this day. And then culture and climate. So, looking at the first area, lead and support professional development to enhance instructional practices that promote student achievement. A leader that's intimately involved in this process of growing his or her staff and growing the students of this great community, as well as parents and community participating in different professional development strategies, like your parent academies and things of that nature that you're doing thus far. Utilize data to drive collaborative decision-making, making sure that the data is really telling a story, what the needs are, and then how do we begin to have coherence and alignment and accountability that can increase student achievement. So that was really important in that area. Then looking at competent leadership. Develop and articulate a shared district vision and to have buy-in. That was really important. With the board goals, have strategic planning, adaptive action planning, and sustainable solutions was important. Modeling professionalism. I know that the board is really big on that, and also transparency. And the community really asked for the same thing. Ethical and decision-making while building a culture of trust and inclusivity. And establish clear expectations and accountability systems that's going to be conducive to the overall development of the district. And also this transparency and having a strong relationship between leadership and the school board, and provide comprehensive oversight and support the development and implementation of instructional initiatives. Effective operations. I think that you guys are doing some incredible things in terms of the district from an operational standpoint, but to oversee safe and efficient operations, facilities management, and capital planning. And I think you've done a good job in terms of long-range planning for facilities, because as we know, facilities really tell a story in terms of what's best for children, how children are respected and appreciated in the community. It sends a great message. So provide sound fiscal stewardship, making sure that the district budget is supporting the different initiatives to improve student achievement, and community collaboration. We had a lot of participation in terms of information when we were doing this aspect of our findings. So connect with the community groups, elected officials, and business organizations to discuss progress and district goals. And it was really interesting to do a comparative analysis with the different constituents and how they viewed the districts, but they had a lot to say. Maintain a strong physical presence across schools in the community, fostering authentic connections, and establish a two-way communicative process so the stakeholders are not blindsided, they're well-informed in terms of what's the status of the school district. And then model responsive leadership by acting, listening to community members, and following up with actionable solutions. Okay, so purposeful family partnerships. This was another one that was really important. Talked about the importance of developing strong relationships with the stakeholders and the community, engage in community by conducting town hall meetings consistently and listening to provide district updates and collect feedback initiatives. And like I said, some of these things you guys have in place, so the new superintendent, he or she will be walking into a situation that they can definitely benefit from. And engage parents as essential partners in decision-making process. Okay, and then looking at responsible fiscal management, oversee the multi-million-dollar budget with transparency and accountability. And that's one of the things, that's why experience is really important. And we're looking at bringing to the board candidates that have a true understanding of how school finance works, and that could work with that department very well. And then effective use of district's resources to recruit, develop, and retain diverse and highly effective workforce. Provide the Board of Education with clear, accurate financial data consistently. And then technology to making sure that students and the district at large is really connected to the ever-changing technological processes that are in place and that's moving forward, and build on the district's current technology that's in place because it's rich and it has a great potential to do even better. Culture and climate, create a physical and emotional safe and secure district environment that is conducive to teaching and learning. And then maintain a culture of mutual respect with students, staff, parents, and the community such as this that has a diversity that you have. And one of the things we're looking at when we look at the superintendent research, you guys have already broken some of the challenges in terms of the longevity of a superintendent. The average urban district, the superintendent is there right around 2 years. 2 years. And I think that your current board and the superintendent has been in place well over 10 years. So that's something that, so when you look at the next candidate, you want to find someone that has the ability to remain here in terms of longevity and consistency, and someone that's going to be rooted in the community. So what we've done, we posted the position in AASA and Ed Week online platforms, and we're getting a lot of hits. Is Dr. DeVoe here? Dr. DeVoe, how many hits have we had thus far in terms of people? How many? Yeah, 474 hits have come to the website thus far through AASA and Ed Week. Position posting on IASA platform, it's in progress right now as we speak. And our marketing flyer distributed to well over 5,000 superintendents and district leaders across the country. And we're actively recruiting candidates from national networks of educational leaders as well as state people that are interested in Peoria. So our next steps is to discuss potential questions for interviews of the semifinalists and the finalists with the Board of Education. So we have designed our questions based on the feedback that we've received thus far. So that's the conclusion of my presentation, and I'm open for any questions, ideas, thoughts.
All right, thank you,
prayers.
Board. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Yes.
Good evening, Dr. Milton.
Good evening. Good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Out of those 474 hits, has anyone applied yet?
Yes, yep, we do have
How many
applicants.
applications do we have at this point?
Today, when we checked, I think we're a little under 10 right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
But we anticipate that number is going to get really, really big.
Okay.
But what it's causing us to do is to really do our due diligence in terms of looking at candidates that are strong. That's all that we want to bring forth to the board. So we have people that have applied as far as Arizona, in the state, different parts of the East Coast. So there's a plethora of candidates. So, and also we're reaching out to candidates that the board had recommended in terms of possible candidates for the district, as well as the community. The community has given recommendations as well. So we're giving those people a personal invitation to apply.
There's been many concerns about it not being listed on the IASA yet, because we're about a third away. It opened up on October 16th, so today's day 11, and it's not in the IASA job bank yet, which is a lot of the Illinois jobs I'm seeing: Decatur, Quincy, Springfield, Bettendorf. I know there's
It'll be there
Rockford.
soon.
So we're kind of in that same size of city. Rockford's the one that I don't know if I mentioned, but I hope we can get that in there so people that are looking for a Midwest Illinois, we would show up. IASB as well, I've had people ask me about it. So with us being a third of the way through, is that still possible that you can get those listed?
I don't know if you heard me say that in the presentation.
Do you know how much longer it will take?
Matter of days.
Okay.
Yep, there's
I'm
a
just-
process that we have to go through. So we can't just call them and say, hey, we got a superintendent opening. So there's a process, and we're in the midst of that process right now with both IASBE as well as IASA.
Okay. And IASB
Yep.
is the other one. Okay. Because I know when we talked about it before, you had said you would have it listed on hundreds of sites. So people are kind of looking and not not, I
Yeah.
didn't, I
Well,
didn't
well,
know
the thing
about
about it, if people know that the job is open, they can feel free to apply.
True.
They
I've
can.
I've actually texted it to some people that were
Yeah.
interested. So
Yeah.
I've had some other questions from parents. How was the survey pushed out to our parents?
It was on your website, and also it was in form. We gave the information to the board president, and he said that he will definitely get the word out, and we were
Okay.
consistent with that process.
So you don't know exactly who it was sent to and how it was sent out?
I'm not understanding your question.
I'm concerned because parents are saying that they didn't receive it. So that we have a plethora of parents that feel like they haven't been heard yet. And you had just mentioned in your presentation that all sectors of the community would like to be involved in this process, and I agree with you. And I've had people asking me where it was, and they never received it in an email. They didn't. The reason that you had a jump in numbers on that second to last day is because a parent shared it out on a Facebook group, and so people were jumping on it because they hadn't seen it yet. So hopefully, if we do any more surveys, maybe we could push those out through our PR. We have a PR. We have a couple girls that do the PR for the district. So
Yeah.
it didn't actually go to our parents. And that was going into my next question for you is how are those focus groups determined?
Yeah, let me go back to
Okay,
your
sure.
initial
Please.
statement. So when we look at the communication, there's various processes.
Sure.
So I think that our relationship with the district can serve as a medium to get it out. We don't know all the addresses or the email addresses of all the parents or anything like that. I know that it was on a local radio station several times. The board
Okay.
president said that he participated in that as well.
Okay.
Also, I think that it was.
I know that it was on our website because I was sharing links to people, but the
Yeah,
parents
I'm
are
just giving
saying
you
that
all
they
the other
didn't.
areas that it was communicated.
Okay,
Can I
go
finish?
ahead. I'm sorry. Yes,
Okay, thank
please.
you. So if you look at principals, when you do searches, I think that the superintendent tells the principals to make the announcement to teachers, to students, to remind the parents to look at the search. So we did exactly what we said that we were going to do. I think that there's a lot of things that can distract parents right now with things that are going on. But I know that the survey questions were up for a while, and it was on the website, and then we tried other mediums to really get the communication out, so.
I've had a few that are like, I checked my email. I don't know when I was
May I
supposed to
add
receive
something?
that. But it had closed by the time some of them had seen it. And so it did, I know that it was out there because I'm on the page that it was shared on. But I just wanted to ask you, because I'm also hearing about the focus groups, how were the focus groups determined?
Well, we work with the school district to provide the focus group,
Okay.
students, the parents, the teachers, the administrators. So that's how we determine that.
Are you aware that we have 3 different districts within our school district of parents? Like there's 3 different districts?
No, it's not 3 different districts in our district. It's one district. We have 3 different grade groups. We have primary, middle, and then high
Yeah,
school.
so I'm representing District 3.
Oh, you mean districts?
And you're
Okay, well
District
then-
2 and Martha's District 1.
Okay, so then it's 3
Kind of like
different
the high
segments.
schools,
Okay.
correct? So some of the districts were completely missed in the focus groups. I'm worried that you didn't actually hear from,
Well, focus groups
Current
are not
parents.
designed that way, ma'am. Focus groups are a small constituent
yes,
of individuals, and that's what we did. And I think that what we were looking for was the general consensus or the purview of the community.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
And I
that's
think
what
that
we
we really
want.
captured that. We spent a lot
You
of
do?
time, talking not only to the focus groups last week, but we also talked to a lot of city leaders, a lot of community people. When we interviewed them, we used the same questions that we utilized with the board. So we had a ton of people. Your board president gave us a slew of people to contact, and we did follow through with that.
well,
Yeah, may I add
just
some
one moment,
clarity?
just one moment, I'm almost done. We had that town hall at Central High School with 5 days' notice, and a lot of people have complained to me that it wasn't enough notice. And then there was another opportunity for the parents to go to the Urban League with like 2 days' notice, and there was never a focus group for people from District 3. And I'm asking you because I'm hearing about it because that's the group that I represent. And they're reminding me that they pay the highest taxes in the city that helps support the school district. They were never invited to a forum. So they're asking me, how are these specifically the parent focus groups, how were they chosen? And so that's why I'm asking you, because I need to go back and tell people answers to these things because they never got a chance.
It's your district because we don't know any individuals here. But I do want to say this too, and maybe you can tell your constituents this to help you
I
out.
will.
That we have a responsibility to adhere to the timeline that the board approved.
Yes.
And that's exactly what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay, and then I want to add clarity to a couple of questions, Mrs. Wilson. The board had the survey link early on, and it was our responsibility to actually share that. I made sure in the second district that it went out to a broad base of PTO presidents, principals, teachers, just like when you learned about the parent focus group in your district, you could have reached out to those same networks, and so it's on.
I shared it that day, and you asked me to take the post down because it was a small focus group. No.
Hold on. What I'm simply saying is we had the responsibility on the survey. When we got it, it was for us to make sure that it got out. So that's the first point.
But we
On
failed
that-
because we didn't send it out as a district to all the parents.
Well, no,
all the families did not
some
get
people, No, hold on. We did not fail. Some people did not share it as they could have and should have. Now, as far as the parent focus group, I was blind by that. And I did ask you, because when you say a focus group is to be a targeted group, but people knew about it, it had multiple shares in it. What we got to understand, a lot of times parents pick and choose when they can come. And so we're always open. If they don't come to the focus forum, they can always reach out to us. They are empowered
They're reaching out to me.
reach out
That's
to
why
you.
I'm asking these questions.
Wonderful. Right, wonderful.
They're
So-
upset that there was no North Side focus group. And with a couple days' notice and then the flyer taken down, that's basically saying you don't want us to come.
But it's not necessarily, no one was eliminated or either isolated. And if your
Or
district is
invited.
looking for, if your district is looking for that interest, then as a District Street 3 rep, you have every right to send that to some targeted people who have interest. I made sure once I learned about it.
I'm not sure
to
why we
reach
didn't
out.
have our PR send the survey to all the families in the entire district. That feels like a fail. So I'm just,
going forward, if that's what you would like to see us do, you can always chime in advance and you can ask for that, but it's not necessarily on the firm to do what the board, us local in-house people can.
well, we
So
never
with
talked
that-
as a board about we never talked about the focus groups. We didn't even discuss it, so I had no idea. I would
Right.
have said I would like a focus group for District 3. And
Okay.
I did actually say that when we first talked about it, that we would do one
Yeah.
on the north side and one in the middle of town so that we hit both sides of town, and we never did it. So
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
bringing
that's
it up
something to
on
fo-
behalf of the people that I represent.
Absolutely, and that is good. Going forward, we all have the responsibility of sharing it. Once we know it, I made sure
So
that
next time I
reached out.
share it, I won't need to be taking it down.
No, I just said when we
I
put it-
apologize to the District 3 families. I'm really sorry that we
No,
failed you on this.
No, what I simply said was it was a focus group. When you just used Facebook, you could have utilized some targeted groups, just like there was a targeted group with the teachers, utilize your PTAs and some targeted people.
Our board doesn't have access to all those emails for all
We
those
can
schools.
get it. You can always reach out to our.
I think my point's made. I'm good. Thank
Yeah,
you so
okay.
much, Dr. Milton.
You're truly
All right,
welcome.
thank you.
I do want to give the community accolades in that the individuals that were participatory, they gave us a wealth of information, wealth. And I think that information is reflective in terms of the community, because I don't know what else different people can say. We had a lot of rich feedback, and I'm really thankful for
Amen.
for that. I mean, it was a great series of responses.
Dr. Millen, if you have just one more second, I had a question. At our September 8th board meeting, when you visited us, you had stated that you expected to share this job posting on approximately 100 places. And as of today, it looks like you have 2 with maybe 3 more in the tunnel. But I was just wondering if you could give us an accurate portrayal of how many places you think this job posting will be available.
When you say 100 places, I don't know if that's the exact language that I use
I
because,
rewatched the September
Yeah.
8th board meeting, and
Okay.
1 hour and 27 minutes,
Okay.
you will find yourself saying approximately 100.
yeah, we wanted to really cast a net that really would bring in candidates. Some places we can name, there may not be a good fit for this community. We're looking at places that we can have what do you call it? An experienced educator that can come here to lead this charge. And that's something that the board itself really wanted. They wanted someone that had the experience and someone that has the ability to work in a community to decide. So we're looking at those locations where we can find those people. Now, there are some sitting superintendents across the country, like I said. So I think that just looking at this, you're probably going to have well over 100 candidates. But you can't interview 100 candidates. So we're going to do our fact finding and looking at what candidates that we can bring forward to the board and candidates that are serious and that have the ability to lead this charge. I think at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Milton.
Does
Truly
anybody
welcome.
else have any other questions?
I have one last thing. Dr. Milton, would you mind sending us a weekly update of like where the jobs
Absolutely.
posted and like if there's something going on, and that way, hopefully if there's what I feel like has happened is some miscommunication, maybe I can alleviate some of that on my end for my part of the town, but also
Absolutely.
letting us know where the jobs are listed and just kind of giving us an update each week. Would you mind?
That's part of our process.
Perfect.
That's what
And
we
send
said
it
we're
to
gonna
the whole
do.
board.
If we'll send it, I'm going to just be very clear so we won't be confused, okay?
Thank you.
I'm going to send it to the board president, the board vice president. And they're,
And then always include the board secretary.
that's where I was going next.
Right, because she would be the one to make sure
Absolutely, to
that
get it to the full
everybody has
board.
it.
And I think that way we'll have extreme clarity and update. And this is a tough job to fill. It really is. It's not easy because some people don't want to, candidates that'll really be good, they're not interested in being a superintendent anymore because of the pressure, the politics, and those things. But our goal is to find some prospective candidates that will be a good fit for this community. And we're doing our
you.
due diligence.
All right, thank you. Does anybody
you.
else have any questions? All right, thank you so much.
Excellent.
For your time and your diligence, and we appreciate all the follow-up. of
Okay, we look
information.
forward to the continued work. God bless. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, our next item on the agenda is presentation from audience. Want to remind you, you have 5 minutes. Total time on a topic is 20 minutes, and our board secretary keeps the time, and your time will start once you start speaking. Our first person to speak is Miss Allison Hammerton. Oh, okay, then we may get back to her. All right, person we have is, our next speaker is Jennifer Farrell.
Superintendent Karat and Vice President McConnell, it is my pleasure to be here today, and thank you for your time. I am representing the NAACP because I am the education chair for NAACP. And I am speaking on behalf of this fine lady, Sarah Velez Howard. There was a video that was presented and shown on YouTube, and I'd like to talk about that. But before I do that, I want to let you know that I live in District 3, in that high-paying tax area, and I attended the town hall, and I attended the focus forum as well. And so somehow I got the information, as I believe the other people of District 3 did. So
I'm making sure that I'm aware of what's going on in our community, and I believe that everybody else should. All right. So, I have to find it again. So sorry. In this video, it was very upsetting because Mrs. Rose was campaigning for another participant who is running for the Peoria Public School Board. And as she was petitioning for this person, she was very polite and greeted and such, but the verbiage, the words that she stated was appalling, was appalling. And I will quote what she stated. She stated, "I would strongly encourage you because I live in your neighborhood and I will not be voting for her." Speaking of the opponent, Sarah Velez Howard. She stated, "I can tell you that the people that she wants to run just want to keep their 4 votes so they can keep giving their friends money." So, this is what a current seated school board representative stated. And let me back it up. This is what Mrs. Rose stated as she is trying to get another board member and campaigning for him. They and them. There. They, them, and there. It's disgusting. It's appalling. It's upsetting. I am born and raised in Peoria, Illinois. I am a product of Peoria Public Schools. I have 3 children that are a product of Peoria Public Schools. My son went to college at the age of 15 because of Peoria Public Schools. He is second-year law because of Peoria Public Schools. So when I hear stuff like this, it really makes me angry. I should tell you, and I should have told you this from the very beginning, but I'm a little feeling some sort of way. The NAACP is a nonpartisan, but we are political. We are. We do not take a stand, but we will when we see explicit bias such as this. And it's very upsetting because in the whole video, and I hope that everyone takes the opportunity to view this video, never did Mrs. Rose say anything about the students, our children, that you're making decisions about here in our Peoria community. Never did you say one word about that. It was about them, their, and they. It should never, ever, ever be about them, their, and they. And that is very concerning to me. I do not feel comfortable, personally, with you having a seat on our Peoria Public Schools board. I understand that this is probably your elevator speech that you have told everybody else. But here's the thing. I live in District 3 as well, 61615. And I hoped that you would have come to my home because I would have first had a conversation with you, but then I would have prayed for you. And I'll just say this for the rest of the board members. You really need to consider the words that are coming out of your mouth and why you are saying what you're saying and doing what you're doing. Because it's not them, their, or they. It's us. These are our kids. These are our children. that we're talking about and decisions that we're making to enrich their lives. When did we get to where we are right now, where we're not even mentioning that when you're out petitioning for votes? When did we get to this place? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our next audience presentation is from Latrina Leary.
Good evening, everyone. I am here in the capacity as a parent. I am a product of Peoria Public Schools District 150, and I have both of my children that are current students here. I want to say that, Ms. Martin, I'm glad that you're here. I'm very glad that you are here. So just to kind of put things into context, there was an incident that had happened a month ago, and I'm going to condense it as much as possible and then go on to why I have such concerns. About a month ago, I made the principal aware of a group chat. Wasn't aware of all the details of it. I had a minor, a student from the school, reach out to me about concerns and accusations about my son. And certain accusations, when I take parenting very seriously, and when people make accusations, I take that very seriously. So I want to get to the bottom of it. This happened September 19th on a Friday. A minor reached out to me. Once I realized I was talking to a minor, I realized, okay, let me call the school because I need to connect with a parent. I talked to the principal. She happened to answer the phone, and I spoke with her to see if I can set up a meeting to get a better understanding of what's going on to get to the bottom of it. We met the following Monday morning at 7:15 a.m. Just to kind of get into context, once I got home and I found out that my son was in a group chat. And to put into context what the conversations that were had in this group chat. Someone made a comment in the group chat or put an emoji in the group chat, and my son had made mention that the group chat was dead. The following statement by another student was, "Just like you will be by 7 p.m. tonight." There were some other conversations that were had in this group chat that, another student, there's 16 kids in this group chat. Another student said, "Ooh, I want to be there." They wanted to witness the unaliving of my son. Another student said, "Where do you live? Who's your mom? I need to find out because we're going to find out where you live." My son tried to deflect, and he thought it was a joke at first. Someone gave them my name. Another student found out, posted a picture of myself, posted my phone number, our address, even down to the coordinates of my home. These are 7th graders. These are 7th graders. These are 12-year-olds. And then someone said, there was a lot of things that were said in this conversation and in this group chat that I found very disturbing, but the kids thought it was funny. They thought it was appropriate to talk about. There was another student that my son had posted a picture. He was with a group of friends. Another kid. They were on the bus. And he was like, "Oh, well, here's a picture of such and such a kid that he was with." And they thought it was funny, trying to make, deflect and redirect the conversation. Whereas another student posted a picture of a monkey, said this is him. Not trying to be racist or anything. There was a lot of things in that conversation that these kids were having that I had great concern about. Now, when I reached out to Ms. Martin that Friday, I was not aware of the context of the conversation that was had, but when we met on Monday morning, I met with the one child that had reached out to me about another situation that was happening simultaneously, and this individual was the one that found out where I lived, found my phone number, and the coordinates of my home, and even stated that she can go back as far as my son's great-great-grandparent and find out more information about him if she wanted to. At the end of that conversation, because I know I'm on limited time and there's a lot to there's a lot of other components to this. The agreement that was had, and in this meeting, was the school principal, the school counselor, myself, my son, the student that reached out to me, and her parents. No one else. And at the end of that conversation, the principal made the executive decision that they're just going to keep that child and my son apart. They're just going to make sure that they stay apart and they're not near each other, and just kind of keep an eye on them. But she made the executive decision that she was not going to get any of the other parents involved and involve any of the other students because she did not feel that it was necessary. I left that school.
And you can have one, give her one more minute. Yeah, you can continue.
Okay, I left that school and it didn't sit right with me, and so I did my due diligence, and I'm going to be real quick. I looked up, and I did my due diligence, right? I looked up the state law. State law says, Illinois state law says it requires school administrators to report certain death threats to the Illinois State Police and local law enforcement within 24 hours. School districts are also mandated to have a threat assessment procedure and a team to evaluate and respond to the threat. I looked at the school board policy. There's a threat assessment team that must be created and notify the school district, and I can go on and on. I'm preaching to the choir, but maybe the parents do not understand. But one of my concerns, and the reason why I am here, is there is an SRO at that school. That SRO was not present at that meeting. That SRO was not notified at all. He found out a week later because I was the one. I was the one that notified them. That is not my position. But it is my responsibility as a parent to protect my child in any way, shape, form, or fashion. And not only am I protecting my son, but also the other students at that school because of these things, because it was going to be swept under the rug. And if this was swept under the rug, the monkey and the racism is going to be swept under the rug. What else are we hiding? Reservoir is a very good school. There's a lot of great things that are happening at that school, but there's other things that are hidden in the shadows that is not being talked about, that is not being discussed. My phone line is open. I'm still waiting for you to talk to me, to communicate with me, because I know once the police would notify, you contacted all those other parents. You did not call me. You did not talk to me. You have not talked to me since. This right here was a complete failure in protecting our students. And I need you guys to be aware that when a parent voices their concern about the safety of their students or their child, we have to take that very seriously. And I'm just going to leave because I know that I have overstated my time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Is Mrs. Hamilton back in the room, or did she leave? Okay, our final audience presentation is from Leslie Danage.
Good evening, members of the board and Dr. Karat. My name is Leslie Danage, president of Peoria Federation of Teachers, Local 780. I do want to preface this with, I did pre-write most of this, so some of it has been addressed, but I'm going to go ahead and read it anyways, and I did let Dr. Milton know. I wanted to take a minute tonight while we have Dr. Milton here to talk about the superintendent search. As of Sunday, our position had yet to be listed outside of the FTH website. I wondered if the listings on EdWeek, IASA, and ISB sites would be coming soon. It sounds like, yes, they are. During our teacher focus group last week, we had the opportunity to sit down with 20 PFT members. Those members represented all areas, positions, and years of experience of the PFT. Members were given Post-it notes to answer the 5 questions posted around the room. I did ask to facilitate other discussions rather than dismiss the group, since everyone had taken time to come to the admin building with the purpose of sharing input and discussing the search. While the 2 FTH staff members present were not able to answer questions, Board Member McConnell was there and fielded some of them. It is my hope that those conversations were shared with FTH as a whole. Throughout all the focus groups, there seemed to be some concern about the survey. I'm not sure if it's possible to open it back up, but I did commit to asking about that here tonight. If that's something we are able to do, I would like to see it shared intentionally and more widespread than it previously was. I do want to acknowledge that I understand how difficult it can be to engage the community as a whole. Also, I live in District 2, and I didn't receive it, but I shared it with Jennifer and Sherry as soon as I had it. There have been discussions about who is on the superintendent search committee at the district level. Board President Wilson committed to board, teacher, and community members being on that committee. If there's an update on who has been asked to participate and what that role would look like, that is also much appreciated. Illinois has several superintendent openings right now, including Decatur, Springfield, and Rockford. Candidates for these positions are looking at postings and they have choices. They are thinking about what kind of community they will be relocating their family to, potentially, what kind of staff they will be working with, and likely asking themselves, does this district have a school board that is focused on the same goals as me? With that being said, I would ask that the board members think to themselves, are there positive outcomes to the things being shared at the Horseshoe? And if that answer is no, then I would encourage us to address those items privately. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you back here in 2 weeks for an update on class size and student discipline. I know you can't wait. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Just a public note, you can always go on the district website. There is a separate tab for the superintendent search. So in the event you want to know what is going on, we all have access to that. And then our attorney has a statement that you will read.
All right, so this is on behalf of the board president who was unable to be here tonight. He is the spokesman for the board, and this is related to some of the comments that were made tonight. So the board would like to take a moment to acknowledge concerns raised by members of the public regarding recent comments made by a fellow board member. It's important to clarify that those comments were made in that board member's individual capacity and do not reflect the views of the positions of the board as a whole. The board does not endorse or condone the statements made. We remain committed to upholding the values of respect and professionalism in our communication and actions. As the governing body of the Peoria Public Schools, we strive to maintain the trust of our community, ensure that our conduct aligns with the standards expected of public officials. We have addressed this matter, and moving forward, we will continue to focus on our responsibilities and work collaboratively to serve the best interests of our students, staff, parents, and community members. Thank you for your comments, and as always, we encourage your communication and constructive feedback.
And just a point of clarity, that statement is representing the entire board, not just one of us. And for public notice, we will have comments, we will have open comments concerning that in our, at the end of the agenda, towards the end here that says presentations and recommendations by board members. So some board members would like to share some feedback, and they will have an opportunity to do that at that time. Thank you. Information items. 1, superintendent update. Dr. Karat.
I usually respond to parents' concerns, so I will make some remarks just on one of our parents, Miss Latrina Leary, which I met with, and when we met, I was very upset by what you shared with me. We talked about it. Then I reached out to the principal, and we had some additional conversations. And so these were students who were in a group chat. And I think a big takeaway from the meetings with the parents at the school building included parents monitoring what their children are saying on the phones. That's huge, number one. I know Chief Boone was involved, I was involved. I know you met with Ms. Martin, you guys spoke several times, you guys met. Your primary concern was meeting, which I recommended as well, meeting with the kid who followed up with you, which I thought was quite bold, and the parents, which you eventually did. The SRO, you mentioned the SRO, and the SRO is not at the school in the morning, and so the SRO was not aware because of when this thing happened. So I wanted everybody to know, including the board, that there were many, many meetings, lots of conversations. Nothing was taken lightly. And I said, if anything else is needed from me, let me know. I don't know, so I just kind of wanted to share that with, just in terms of response. When we hear those things and it gets to my level, I know even the board president was involved as well. We spoke several times. He talked about coming back. It's like, okay, what else do you want us to do? I think everything that we were asked to do, we did. And if there was something else, I said, let me hear about it, and I will definitely make sure that things were addressed. So even with the monkey comment, we talked about the monkey comment, and then Mom said, well, that was his best friend who said that about him, which was not okay. But, those kids in those group chats, we have to really monitor what's going on and what they're saying. So, Madam Vice President, I just kind of wanted to say at PPS, we take parents' concerns very, very seriously, and we pull everybody involved. Chief Boone was involved, parents were involved, there were meetings with children and parents and everybody else. So I just wanted to share that.
Just
Then-
yeah, go ahead. Your mic on.
Okay. After all this talk, what's the resolution? I mean, I hear you say there was a lot of back and forth and talking in that, but what was the resolution? Problem.
Well, the resolution was meeting with those parents and having a conversation with the parents.
My
Yes.
son's been called a nigger
Okay.
Yeah.
by at least 20 kids at that
Yeah,
school.
Yeah.
This was not resolved.
Yeah.
I just want that to be noted.
So-
Yeah. And I will be in contact.
Yeah, I would love to. This is the first I'm hearing of this one, so I would love to hear that one.
It's still open.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Ross.
Well, that was my question.
Yeah, so the young lady that reached out to the parents, the young lady was brought in, the parents were brought in, and the principal, and they had a conversation. And I'm not sure exactly how they decided to put closure, but everybody had a conversation, and I think there was closure made.
I'm hearing her
And so-
say she was never called. But I'm asking what the resolution is.
I just told you. I mean, usually what happens when there are conflicts, we have a meeting. There was a meeting, and everybody gets to make a comment and then come up with a resolution, like an agreement in terms of next steps. So, yeah, so I never heard anything from the principal, I never heard anything from Mom, any additional comments. So this is the first that I'm hearing of any additional ongoing challenges. And I'll follow up with Ms. Martin. Ms. Martin
Yes.
is here, I'll be happy to follow up with Ms. Martin, and then reach out with Mom.
We've dealt with this before, many, many times before.
And going forward, this should be discussed in closed session.
Yes, and I just want to add a side note that if the parent is seeking more consultation and information, that we need to respect that. So I'm sure there will be some follow-up. Thank you. Is that the end of your superintendent report? Do you have anything else you want to share?
No, that was not my superintendent
Oh, okay.
report. That
All right.
was
The response to audience.
correct. So
Okay.
now my superintendent report is, my theme for this evening is community partnerships in action. This weekend was a powerful reminder of what makes Peoria Public Schools so special. The incredible partnerships and shared commitments to our students and families across our city. Our schools and community organizations came together to uplift, inspire, and serve. For example, Peoria Public Schools Foundation had the principal for a day. They began the day with, which included community members to step into the role of being principal at Whittier Primary School and Peoria High. And the guests observed operations, they visited classrooms, they engaged with students and experienced firsthand the dedication of our staff and the vibrant learning happening in every corner. Their reactions were overwhelmingly positive. Many expressed a renewed appreciation for the work our educators do every day. Also today, the foundation hosted a blood drive from 2 to 6 at the administration office, and about 20 individuals donated blood, including myself. And then the Dream Center supporting families and students. We also joined our partners at the Dream Center for an event that celebrated their unwavering support for Peoria's youth and families. The Dream Center continues to make a tremendous difference. At least 30 of our students currently call the Dream Center home. And as we know, for the last, 10 years, in July, usually in the month of July, the Dream Center hosts the annual backpack giveaway where they give over 2,000 backpacks filled with school supplies that students, children in the Peoria County area, including a number of Peoria Public Schools children, receive. And then also another highlight for this weekend was the Indo-American Society of Peoria's Diwali Gala at the Civic Center. One of our teachers, Dr. Clarkson, and her students proudly represented Peoria Public Schools, assisting at the event where all proceeds benefited EPIC, an organization that serves students, PPS students with disabilities upon graduation. They serve a lot of folks, but a lot of our students after graduation move on to EPIC. And so the evening was filled with vibrant performances, fireworks, delicious food, and again, a program that beautifully celebrated culture and unity. And then, of course, the NAACP held its 23rd annual Freedom Fun Banquet. And I see we have some representation here this evening on Sunday. And I know Ms. Cannon, Saturday, thank you. Mrs. Sherry Cannon had Ms. Abernathy speak with students at the Annie Jo Gordon Middle School and also students enrolled in the Game Changer program, leaving a lasting impression on our young people about the power of knowledge, courage, and purpose. And then we closed the weekend at the Peoria Symphony's Orchestra 128th Gala Masquerade on the Titanic. Our students and staff were featured in a moving video presentation, which was shown before the meeting. If you came early, maybe you saw it. And Mr. Chris Render and students Chloe Clark and Amelia Glasgow were featured. And because of the symphony's fundraising this event, over 900 Peoria area students will attend one of 5 performances, including the Christmas concert for free, including the Christmas concert featuring local artists Liv Warfield, Olivia Vickery, and many others. And this partnership continues to enrich our students' lives through the arts, culture, and imagination. So my closing reflection from leadership in our schools to service in our community, from music and culture to education and equity, this weekend showcased the heartbeat of Peoria Public Schools, and our partners, all that I've mentioned above, remind us every day that when we work together, we create remarkable opportunities for our students and families. So thank you.
Thank you. Financial update, Mr. Willis.
Year-to-date receipts totaled $89.4 million. Year-to-date, that's 37.2% of our budget. Past trends this time of year, 32.9%. Year-to-date expenditures, $66.7 million. Year-to-date percentage of 26.7% compared to budget. Typically, we're at 20.4% based on past trends. That's a recap of our financials as of October 27th, 2025. Be happy to answer any questions anybody might have.
Questions from any board member?
I just want to know, when is the audit due to us, to the board?
December 15th.
Okay. Is it done already?
No, it is not.
Okay. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? All right, thank you. Proposed expenditures over 2,500. Any board members have any questions about expenditures? Seeing none. Information item number 4, report on request under the Freedom of Information Act and the status of such request.
Thank you, Vice President McConnell. Since our board meeting on September 22nd, we have 0 new requests. There were 2 pending requests noted on September 22nd. There are 0 total requests currently opened. Just FYI, we have received 47 requests for the 2025 calendar year at an estimated cost of $2,350. Thank you.
Thank you kindly. Board Member Wilson, may you read the consent agenda? Thank you.
Yes, the following is the consent agenda. Number 1, gifts to school district, year-to-date, $14,900. Donation in the amount of $4,000 from Commerce Bank Shares Foundation for Amazing Shake for Peoria Public Schools. Donation in the amount of $2,000 from Mike Miller Auto Body for the Amazing Shake. Number 2, payment of bills. Number 3, payment for travel. Number 4, human resource report. Number 5, Peoria High School band members going to St. Ambrose University. Number 6, CEIA USA Open Gate. Number 7, request to approve an intergovernmental agreement with the Pleasure Driveway and Park District of Peoria, Illinois, for the transfer of title of the Park District's property at the Central Park Pool to the school district. Number 8, renewal of reinsurance for all employees. And number 9, Reservoir Gifted Academy 8th grade field trip. And that is the end of the consent agenda.
Thank you. Board, do we have any items we would like to pull for discussion? Seeing there are none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
Second.
Madam Secretary, for the roll.
Mr. Ivory?
Yes.
Mrs. McConnell?
Yeah, aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Mrs. Wilson?
Aye.
We have 5 ayes, the motion carries.
Thank you kindly. Deliberation agenda, action on uniform grievance, A appeal on the Board of Education, A affirms the superintendent's decision that a UGP, what does that acronym stand for? Uniform Grievance Procedure. Thank you. Complaint filed by a parent against a staff member for breaching student record confidentiality was founded. Alternatively, the Board of Education is voting to approve and affirm the complaint. Motion to approve and confirm.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, for the roll.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. McConnell?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Mrs. Wilson?
Aye.
We have 5 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you. Discipline Committee?
Item number 11, that the proposed action that the Board of Education approve the expulsion listed on the report dated October 27th, 2025 be approved as presented.
Thank you. Somebody second? Somebody has to second that.
Second.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, for the roll.
Mr. Ivory? Yes. Mrs. McConnell?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Mrs. Wilson?
Aye.
We have 5 ayes, motion carries.
Item number 12, expulsion with the expulsion to be held in abeyance. Proposed action that the Board of Education approve the expulsion with the expulsion to be held in abeyance listed on the report dated October 27th, 2025 be approved as presented.
Second.
Madam Secretary, for the roll.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. McConnell?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Mrs. Wilson?
Aye.
We have 5 ayes, motion carries.
Item number 13, revocation of expulsion held in abeyance. The proposed action that the Board of Education approve revocation of expulsion held in abeyance listed on the report dated October 27, 2025 be approved as presented.
Second.
Madam Secretary for the roll.
Mr. Ivory? Mrs. McConnell?
Aye.
Mrs. Rose?
Aye.
Mrs. Ross?
Aye.
Mrs. Wilson?
Aye.
5 ayes, motion carries.
Thank you kindly. We're at the presentation and suggestions by board members. Just to give everybody the context of the conversation, the board members decided that the video should be played so that people understand the context of the conversation. That's in full transparency so that everybody knows what everybody's talking about.
Point of information,
and then
please.
After,
Point
just
of
a minute.
information.
No, hold on, just a minute. So the board has decided to play that, and then you will have opportunity.
When did the board decide this?
Each individual,
I was never spoken to.
we can't do that. We can't have a private meeting. So-
President Wilson already made a statement on behalf of the entire board. How is this relevant to a board
No,
meeting?
I
I was never spoken to. The board didn't decide anything. Did you
If you
vote?
spoke to President Wilson.
I have not spoken to him, no.
Well, you said that he has, you mean the statement that was read.
He
Well,
just
well,
made a
each-
statement that the lawyer read on behalf of the board.
We
You even
understand
said
that.
that's on behalf of the board.
Yeah, we understand that. But in this conversation, because board members have a right to express, to give recommendations in a setting such as that.
Paris, with
people
all due
decided-
respect.
Yeah, I understand, Brenda.
You're saying that the board has decided to show the video and we've never talked about it or decided
Okay,
or
well, why
voted.
don't you take a poll of the people?
Okay.
This is so inappropriate.
Let me give you 2 options.
Not inappropriate. What was inappropriate was what happened.
The board president or the acting board president gets to set the agenda. The board did not decide, nor can they, outside of an open board meeting.
No, he told me.
And that is fine. I
Right.
think
On
you
the
just
agenda.
misspoke
So-
when you said the board decided. The
Yeah.
board president
Decides that,
can decide what's on the agenda.
and in
Now,
agreement with
that-
fellow board
With that being
members.
said,
Yes.
a majority of the board members present can opine on whether or not they agree with the board president.
Okay.
So, and it's not a formal vote, it's what Board Member Ross said, is do we have a consensus between the 5 people here of whether or not the video should be shown? And that's also why I said when I read the statement, it's by the board president, who, per your board policy, speaks for the board. Because it's hard for a board that needs to get together at an open meeting
Right.
to discuss everything, because you can't. That's why you elect a board president who you trust to speak on your behalf. And that's what that statement is that I read.
Okay.
That was worked out between legal counsel and the board president.
And the vice president. I was.
And the vice president, you were aware of it
I
too,
was
but
a
it was
part
not
of the
3 or more board
conversation.
members
No.
that agreed to this.
But I do want to say that the board president speaks for the board.
Yes.
If he has spoken to the board, he just doesn't speak, or he or she doesn't speak for the board.
That is a practice that is different for each district.
Yes, but this district, they speak for the board with the board's authority. the
Yeah,
entire
well,
board's
but, and if that is the practice, then.
And it's 1 of 7. Every board member
One of
is
2 things
1 of
happens,
7.
right? The board president calls everybody individually
Mm-hmm.
and just takes a temperature of where it's at, or you bring it to a board meeting.
Yeah.
But, so I do want to correct, the board did not decide to,
No, the board didn't decide.
yes, the board president decided to put it on the agenda and consulted with you.
Right, he
Which is
consulted-
completely appropriate.
He consulted with me, and other board members reached out. He
Where is
was
it on the
aware
agenda?
of that. No,
You-
he
you
was,
can-
it
you
doesn't
can-
have to be on the,
You
it's
can add a
presentations.
discussion item at
A
any time to
discussion,
a regular meeting
presentation.
agenda.
He was a part of the conversation with other board members, and in his absence, and I challenged him to be here, at least do it virtually, because this is a sensitive topic, and he should be here if he's representing our interest he should be here, even virtually.
See, yeah, and I
So-
can't speak to any of that.
Right.
I just want
Oh, I
everyone to
understand
understand,
that.
my role is to protect the board.
When the board
For
president
clarity,
is
for
absent,
one
the
moment,
vice
guys.
president has,
True.
has all authority.
That's right.
For clarity,
Exactly.
at this point, she's operating as
The
the
president.
leader of the board, no
chair.
different than the Speaker of the House steps down, someone else steps in. She has all rights and authority as the leader of the board right now to move this agenda. I think the question that we have here is a very legitimate question. And regardless of how people feel, I think the challenge in America today is that we have a divided country. And I don't think it serves none of us well. But the reality of it is we can't work as a board for the common good of students when we're divided against ourselves.
True.
And when someone, whether it be myself or anyone, says something that is publicly in the public, we have to find a way to correcting that. And sometimes the only way to correct that is to have a real conversation about it. Because when someone says, by definition, that they, which, and I don't know what they is, and Rose, maybe you can tell me, does they mean me? Who was they that are giving their friends contract? I think that's a serious allegation. And my leadership across the country, as a national leader and a statewide leader, when you put my name in something, you really create a real problem. I have legal counsel outside of here by which can represent me, and they would have a problem with anyone defaming my name at any level in this game. So I'm concerned that when you use that comment, there should be a public apology, and we ought not to, because I would work with any of you if it's for the best interest of the students, because all we represent is the students here. We are a divided country. We're becoming more divided. How's the new superintendent going to come in here and work with us when we are fighting against ourselves?
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
that is why it's important that we get this settled and we deal with it today so that we can go forward. I believe in transparency, and I don't shy away from hard conversations because as an elected official, I have sworn and taken an oath and I am accountable. And people need to understand when you are an elected official, you have an oath, but you're also held at a higher standard. Officers, judges, attorneys, anybody with a professional license, you are bound by that. And so conduct matters, what we say in public, what we say in private meetings that may be recorded, we are accountable. And so in full transparency, so that nobody leaves here, anybody watching, everybody has full context as to why we are talking about this and what the board is going to do going forward. This is the moment of transparency. And that is how I like to live, because it's what grown people do, professional people do, and accountability matters. So with that in mind,
Before we play, can I ask legal one question?
sure.
Could you weigh in on the ramifications of playing the video, like for our board?
There are no legal
Okay.
ramifications. This is purely a political and relationship issue.
Okay.
Correct.
you.
Relationship, which is critical, because we all have to work together for the good of our students.
Or not.
So with that, Ms. Hubble, Mrs. Michelle, if we can just get this out the way, we can deal with it today.
We need to
And-
vote on that.
Do you want to go around
get
the
the
room and have
consensus of who
consensus?
wants to-
Okay.
The
we can-
verbiage you're using is
we can do
important
that.
because you said the board has decided, as though we've all had conversations that we just simply have not
We
had.
couldn't have a group conversation because
But
it
you
would
said, did
violate
Greg
OMA.
call you? I haven't spoken to Greg. I don't know about
At
any of
this
this.
point, Brenda, we are not gonna split hairs. I'm gonna go to ask each one of you, yes on the video or either no. We can go on record doing that, okay?
And this is not an official vote. This is
No.
reaching consensus.
Consensus, correct. Mr. Ivory?
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson? Mrs. Martha?
Yes.
Mrs. Rose?
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
And you,
And yes, I just want full transparency so that we leave here on the same page at the same time with the same understanding. And thank you.
Could you turn that up, please? What?
Hi.
What's going on?
Not a whole lot. How are you?
Good.
So I'm Christina. I live on Suffolk.
Uh-huh.
I serve on your HOA. I also serve on the District 150 school board. I don't know if you knew that.
Nope.
So I do. And we're out tonight with Doug. He's down the block talking to one of your neighbors. He's running. He'll be on your March ballot for a spot on the Peoria Public Schools Board of Education.
Mm-hmm.
Doug has two daughters who started in our district in kindergarten and have gone all the way through. They're both at Richwoods now. He works for Northwestern Mutual, so he has a semi-flexible work schedule. Twice a month he subs in our schools. I've been telling people 2 years ago, two of our board members resigned kind of at the same time, and I watched the board members give their friends.
So where does he live at?
He lives in Edgewild.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you knew, but your neighbor is.
I know. I'm probably going to say she's got my vote. So
Okay.
I just let you know and stuff.
Okay, I would strongly encourage you then, if that's the case, because I also live in your neighborhood, and I will not be voting for her. My kids are the same ages as her kids. My kids go to the same schools as her kids, and I can tell you that as someone who sits on the 150 school board, the people that want her to run against Doug just want to keep their 4 votes so they can keep giving their friends money. So I would strongly encourage you to watch some of our board meetings.
I appreciate that, but
Yeah.
I know Sarah, and I don't believe she would do that, but
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Okay, well, I would encourage you to watch a board meeting.
Okay.
So have a nice night.
Okay.
All right, thank you. So I will start with Ms. Ross. If you
I'd like to
have-
go first.
Oh, you want to go first? Yeah, absolutely.
I have no problem with anyone deciding who they want to support. That's America. You have a right to support any candidate. Where I have a problem with my colleague is the innuendo that she shared with people that I'm afraid she might have shared with other people. I am disappointed with Rose. I thought better of her than that. And that's what, and I'm concerned about where do we go from here? Will we be a divided board? I'm going to be off the board when my term ends and I'm not rerunning, but Sarah and the other gentleman is running. If we can't come together and treat each other with the utmost respect that all of us deserve, then we will not have a successful school district, and the kids will suffer because we haven't learned to formally agree to disagree. And I respect your fact that you want someone else to win. That's beautiful. That's what makes America America. But I don't respect, Rose, your attack upon me unless you were excluding me. But I don't think you were. And that's really what bothers me, is that if you had come to me and said, Larry, here's something we want to do, because I live on Suffolk also, and say, Larry, let's try to get something done and talk to me, you would have found that I'm a very reasonable guy. That if you could show me it makes sense for the people in the district and people that we serve, the students, you will find that I can be persuaded, easily be persuaded, but you need to give me the information so I can make an informed decision. And I would hope that all of us understand how important that is. And we're going to have to find a way of overcoming this. But if we're going to have a board of new people who are going to take that same attitude, then I think we do an injustice to the city of Peoria, to the students, and that's what I'm most concerned about, is a divided house cannot stand. Thank you.
Thank you. Board Member Wilson, would you like to share?
You know what? You can go first. I
No,
didn't know we were speaking. It
I'm
sounds
the
like people
chair, and
have-
I'm giving you the opportunity.
Okay.
May you speak now. Thank you.
Okay. I'm also disappointed in the video. I was incredibly surprised, disappointed. It also surprised me as a fellow board member. But when we get elected to serve on this board, it doesn't mean that we don't still have the right to campaign for people and speak for people and have civic engagement. Sadly, I would have done it completely different. I mean, we all have the right to support the people that we hope sit up here with us, right? Just sitting here doesn't mean we have to stay away from the civic engagement involved in people running. People are working hard to run campaigns. Some of them have already been running for over a year. And so it's sad to me for the candidates that this may hurt who had nothing to do with it. And it doesn't It doesn't identify what they stand for or their values, because I know the candidate would not have done that. I know that. So what I would like to say is, oh, excuse me.
You don't need to talk to the
Ms.
public.
Well, point of order? I don't
No,
know.
you just need to keep on talking,
I
please.
have to say that part of what was shared had something to do with me, because when people did step off of this board, she didn't get to finish it. She got cut off. But when people stepped away from this board last summer, I was quick to apply both times. When Annie Ranking stepped off and when Mike Murphy stepped off, I was boom quick. Right before I jumped on an airplane, I emailed people like, I'm interested. And I knew that I was going to be running because I've been wanting to rerun for the last decade, and I've been plugged in. So the sad part is I was told, you better just sit tight because they're asking their friends to run. And before I ever got a chance to interview, I had the names of the people that you guys had already selected from 3 different people in the community saying there's no point for you to interview because they picked their friends and here are the names. And I'm not going to say the names because that's just not professional to do that. But
did you interview though?
I did still interview because I
Thank
have
you.
integrity and I wanted to still get a shot. However,
But the
it's sad
board
to
had-
hear. It's sad to hear rumors in the community. There's a lot of rumors flying right now.
We understand that.
But it's sad when they end up being true.
Well,
and it's also sad when you guys are sitting here talking about integrity, and there's other videos that have surfaced in this past month at this very meeting on a live mic where our whole gallery got called racist for walking out.
Well, first of all, when you're making and I'm gonna
So
help
this
you
isn't
with
my
that.
turn to make a statement?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
That's why we go
I
around.
wanted
go
to
ahead.
state about that. I know people that were in the gallery that night, and they were upset because we picked a firm that was the most expensive bid. The bids were public. People looked up these different corporations and.
Okay, but let's stay
Hold
on
on,
topic.
please. I'm on topic. The gallery walked out that night because we picked the most expensive firm that has never selected a superintendent ever. And they just added this to their business in July. And they were upset about that. And to be called racist for leaving the room when they were upset about a vote, we have to come to a point where we understand that having a difference of opinion doesn't equal racism. And so name calling and calling people liars, we need to get past that. We need to work together. Like, I agree with what Larry said. We have to come to a point where we can work together. But we didn't play the video of one of our board members calling the gallery racist over and over and put it on the screen.
Okay.
So I'm good.
That's
I
it.
just
We gave you leeway.
That's
That
fine.
it is off.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'm just saying that what we just did to her, we could be doing that to a few other people at this horseshoe, and I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't think it's
thank you.
fruitful.
All right, next. You had a Miss Martha, or did
Ms.
Mrs.
Cosley
Lynn
had it.
send something? One of our board members is sick. She's had been in the hospital, and she had hoped to phone in. And so, do we have that statement from her? May you share that, please? Thank you.
This statement is from Mrs. Lynn Costick. Viewing the video, I was thoroughly disgusted with you as you spewed lies to the gentleman in the video. First of all, Mrs. Rose, you need etiquette training in what not to say while helping a candidate and running for any office. When he said, just to let you know, I am voting for Sarah, that was your cue to thank the gentleman and bid goodbye, but no, not you. The statement reflects the hidden racism that you openly display. What for are you speaking of? Because there are 7 people on the board. We all know you were speaking of the Black board members. It was evident. Out of hundreds of contracts Peoria Public School has, only 3 to 5 contracts have been given to the minorities. Somehow, there was no comparison. What was your point? When someone shows you who they are, believe it, and believe it the first time. They know themselves better than you do. Quote by Maya Angelou. Mrs. Lynn Costick.
Thank you. Mrs. Ross?
Yeah. In the last 24 years, I've served on this board. I have endured many insults, and I have always kept the focus on the children, which is why we all should be here for that reason. Unfortunately, I never hardly hear anyone say anything about the education of children. I hear them saying, well, I represent these people and these people, but nothing about the education of children. So if you count just 2 meetings a month, let's say 4 meetings a month over the last 24 years, that adds up to around 1,100 or so meetings, maybe more, that I have faithfully, and we don't get paid, attended for our children. I have agreed with some votes, disagreed with some. For 12 years on this board, my first 12 years on this board, I was denied access to being an officer just because I didn't vote to expel kids to the street. I did say, once we create an alternative setting, I will vote for expulsions, and I did. But in the video, I'm positive that I'm one of the 4. I'm positive that I'm one of the 4 that was mentioned by my fellow board member. First of all, I don't appreciate being accused of misappropriating the public funds of this district. I've been accosted outside by members that are running for office saying that I'm taking money under the table and threatening to do whatever to me. And I don't appreciate being accused of things that I don't do. If this is a script that's used by this campaign, and every single body is using this same script, we're in trouble. And I would personally pursue charges of defamation of character. Not only did you make accusations toward the 4 people on the board, but that we were putting our friends on the board. And half the people that are on the board or came on the board were not my friends. I don't even know them, some of them. But we were putting our friends on the board so we could keep giving money to them. This district was established back in 1855. And since 1855, our funds have gone to everyone except minority agencies. There's been a handful, not even a handful, I can count them on one hand, Black companies that have received any kind of contracts with this district. But I'm more concerned about if this script that you're using, if you talk to 100 households, 50 of them are going to believe what you say. At least half of them are going to say, oh yeah, they're giving away money because she said that you were giving away money. And I'm appalled. I'm insulted. I am really insulted by that. So we all know the 4 board members are Black, and it's all, and you mentioned racism, and it's all about us giving away money. It's an insult to my integrity. It's character assassination. It's unprofessional. It's absolutely not true. And it's absolutely racist.
Thank you. Board Member Rose. No, it's your turn. It's your turn to speak. Thank you.
In the 15 months I've been on this board, I have seen too many unjustified decisions made. The culmination of those decisions was the decision on the firm selected to perform the superintendent search. It is a matter of record that this board awarded a contract without a request for proposal by a 4-3 vote. The most expensive firm was selected at as much as double the cost of other firms we heard from. It was the only company with 0 experience in superintendent searches. None of the 4 members of the board who voted in favor of that firm provided any reason for their vote. This superintendent search process has not gone smoothly so far, and many people have concerns about it yielding a high-quality candidate. A tainted search will taint the success of our new superintendent, which will affect their ability to improve our schools. With these things in mind, I request that we reopen the process for a new superintendent search firm.
Thank you. I would like to make a couple of observations, and going forward, when the chair is at the chair, they direct speaking, and so let's be respectful at that first level. That is Robert's Rules of Order, and it's to keep order. To that point, when we join a board, we all have to sign a sworn oath. We also sign a code of conduct. And as an elected official, as I stated before, you are held to a higher standard. We must be cognizant of what we say, where we go, what we do, and what we feel. With that in mind, we are one of seven. I'm one of seven, and each one of us represents one of seven. And when the board makes a decision, if it's 4 of the board members, by majority rule, it becomes the board decision. That's the process. That is the way it is. Although we may disagree, and we can agree to that. In professionalism, integrity, maturity, and respect, and ethically, we have to respect the majority vote. Not always what you want or what I want, but you joined a board, one of seven. And when 4 people make a decision, that is the vote for the board. I also want to note that as an individual, you don't have a legal authority, authority to step out and to make decisions separate from that majority vote. I also want to note, and this is in the sworn oath, that I shall abide by a majority decision of the board while retaining the right to seek changes through ethical and constructive channels, which are, as Mr. Ivory said, if you want to see something different, that's where you reach out to your colleagues. You say, hey, I got a good idea. Why don't we consider this? That is collaboration, it's board respect, it's integrity, and it's ethical, because you are an elected official held to a higher standard. The issue with what was said is disparaging. It's a lie. And if you received information in advance of what the board was going to do, that's a violation of confidentiality. As a board member, we get access to a lot of information about staff, salaries, audits, a lot of information. And we are held to hold that in confidence. We are not at liberty to call our friends and tell people bits and pieces of whatever's going on, because that is not ethical. We are held by a confidential clause. So going forward, as we are representing our district and we are representing students, we have to be respectful. And if you disagree, you can respectfully disagree. But don't ever think it's okay to disparage and to lie and to accuse board members of giving money to their friends. I am appalled and I'm grossly disappointed, because what that behavior does, it breaks a circle of trust. And we work hard. This is a volunteer post, and I can work with anybody, but trust is critical. Confidentiality is critical. And we cannot be drawn into our own selfish idea as what I want when you are one of seven. The majority vote said we were doing this. They didn't just represent them, they represented all 7 of us, and we have to respect that. And I'm encouraging you, I'm asking you to be wise and to be careful, because we cannot live in a world of chaos if it's internal. So thank you. With that, do we have any other reports from policy committee scheduled to meet November at 9:30? Do we have any other board committees?
The Behavioral Intervention Committee will be meeting on November 14th at 11:30 in the admin building.
Thank you. We have any other board
Buildings
committees?
The
Buildings
procurement-
and Grounds would be
go ahead, sorry.
meeting on November 6th.
On November 6th, okay.
November
The procurement committee has had some conversation. We'll be getting back to another meeting. We have a couple things that Mick and I have been talking about that we'll share with the collective group as we get through them together.
Also want to just announce that there is a Black History Contribution Committee that's meeting this coming Thursday here at the district at 11 o'clock. Black History Contribution Committee.
Okay, Thursday, what's that date? The 30th?
It's the 30th.
All right, thank you. Any other reports from anyone? Motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
All right, thank you so much.